Hi everybody, this is Brandon with StepRock Media, and we're going to do a little project today in PowerPoint. I'm going to show you how to trigger graphics with clicking on other graphics. So in this case, I'm using it to create checkboxes, so if you want to do that, it's really super useful. PowerPoint has a function where you can do an actual tick mark checkbox, but it's completely uneditable. You can't do anything with it. The size, the color, the styling, everything is locked down. So what we're going to do here is use animation where we're actually triggering another graphic to create this. So we're clicking on a box to create the check and then clicking on the check to make itself vanish is what we're essentially doing. I had an idea for this and I found another video where a guy was animating a map. I'll share a link to that just out of sheer fairness since I use the concept here that he did. But anyway, if this is something that's going to be useful to you, then stay tuned and let's go ahead and do it. I'll start up a new blank slide and start from scratch. We'll start with a box. I'm going to drag it on screen, holding down Shift so that it stays as a square. There we go. And this is a great time for you to go ahead and style it the way you want it to. I'd like a black outline that's probably nice and thick. There we go. That'll work. And then we're going to insert a checkbox or a symbol. And there are symbols in here. They're just a real nuisance to try to find the symbol that you want. This one was in interface. Yeah, there it was. Yeah, if they had a search function here, it would be great, wouldn't it? The cool thing about using that one is that it is actually a graphic, so you can change the color on it to whatever you want. You can also give it a nice thick outline, but that's not the point of this video, so I'll move along. What you want to do before you get too far in is to go ahead and name these things, and we can do that under the Format tab. We'll click on Selection pane, and that'll bring up this little guy, and I'll name the rectangle. Let's name it Open Box. Click that, and we'll call it Checkmark. Checkmark. There it is. Okay, great. So what we're going to do is slide this guy out of the way, and I'll go to Animations, and I want to add an animation of Appear. And I'll open up the animation pane so I can see what I'm doing. I don't need selection anymore. We'll close that pane. Click that guy. Trigger. This is what you want to use. It's going to be triggered on the click of Open Box, that guy that I just named. You don't have to name stuff, but if you've got a lot of different objects, it's going to drive you crazy if you don't name them. All right. There you go. Now it appears. Isn't that fun? Now to make it disappear, I'm going to add an animation. It's going to be a disappear animation. And it's going to be triggered by on click of itself. Okay, so the first thing I want is for it to appear and then disappear. I'll slide it into place. I clicked the box and the check mark appear. Now that the check mark is here, if I click the check mark itself, it disappears. That's all we're doing. We're really toggling it with itself. Okay, escape out of that. We can also style it while we're here. This is up to you. Throw a little drop shadow on there. And then we'll put on a happy little tree. Okay, the next thing that I would like to do with this, we're going to scale it down into this position. Now, mind you, it would be really helpful if you could group these and move them around, but if you group them, it will mess up the animation. So let's not do that. See how the animation is now gone. So don't group it. You'll have to leave them loose. But we can, however, copy them. So I'm going to hold down Shift while holding down the right mouse button. Drag it over there and copy it. Drag it over there and copy it. Then we'll show you that they all work independently. Isn't that fun? Now this is amusing because you can actually add more animations to it as well. Earlier, just as a demo, I was adding on a little scroll down box. I'll try to do it in front of you here, but this is PowerPoint without a net now, so if I goof up, sorry. We'll do an animation, and it will be, let's do a wipe animation, that's fine. And we'll do effect options from top. There you go, that'll be fine. And it will be also triggered by click of the open box, or yeah, open box. That's what I named it. That's why it's useful to name it, because I even got confused there. And what we have to do is to tell it that it's going to start with previous, okay? Let me show you that. Boop. Likewise, you can do the same thing to do an exit animation just like you did on the check mark. And if you want to see that, I'll go ahead and show you that. I'm sure you can figure it out. It'll be a wipe trigger on click of check mark, and we want to make sure that, oops, triggered by click of check mark. There we go. And it's going to start with the previous, and it'll open and then close, then open and then close. It could also be a list, you know, if you wanted to have a list show up under that. And again, just like the check mark, we can copy this. If you're going to use this in a slide deck, I would definitely make a slide and just put all these guys on it just so you can refer back to it later on. Just put them out of the way somewhere. Come on. Isn't that neat? There should be a round of applause right now. Anyway, if you like this video, if it's helpful to you, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, please let me know what I did wrong. If you have some great tips to leave for other users, please leave them in the comments. And you guys be sure to read the comments from anybody else who has anything to say there. But thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day.